Okay, this is a very short demonstration of how to get going with Padlet now that we've got a school-wide license at Halcyon. So this is probably what most people will do. They'll go to padlet.com, and then once you're there, go and tap on login. This will take you to the login page, obviously. And what I would just say here is this will be the hardest thing for students because they'll instinctively either click on login with Google or type in an email and the password. What they need to make sure that they do is actually go to this bottom part here, and they're going to log in using the backpack/briefcase user link. When I click that, it's going to open up a new tab. And our domain is halcyonschool.org. The process is slightly easier, by the way, if you're doing this through an iPad. So I'm just going to remove my username and password to show you through how easy it is for me to sign in with Google. Click on the account that I'm interested in, and it's going to take me into the halcyonschool.padlet.org dashboard, and this is where I can start to create Padlets I can then share. So for now, I'm going to ignore the gallery or the possibility of joining another Padlet, and I'm just going to go for the option here of making a new Padlet. With this version, you have unlimited Padlet. And then before you make your Padlet, you need to choose the layout that you would like. So there are 8 available. You might find that different layouts work particularly well for different contexts. If, for example, you wanted to categorize things, I would definitely recommend the shelf. If you wanted students or even groups to work on a particular project where they might be brainstorming, I would recommend Canvas because you can actually link the content together. For now, I'm going to stick with the original version, which is this wall. And as it says, it will pack content in a brick-like layout. Once I've selected this, it will start to make the Padlet for me. In a matter of seconds, it will then take me through to how I can customize and set up my beautiful new Padlet. So I'm just going to call this digital demo, and I can put a description in here. So I can then do things like change the icon. I would recommend changing the address just because otherwise it can be quite funky when you've got these long list of characters. So something like this, so digi demo. I can then change the wallpaper. I can go back to the customization menu, change the color scheme, the font, etc. If you're getting students to sign in, definitely turn this on. So display author name above each post. And you can then adjust the position you want things to appear in. Comments can be useful if you want to have feedback on posts. And it can also be really nice as well to put on things like upvote, remembering that each person signing in can only do it once. If you were concerned about what students or even other contributors might be posting to a wall, if you made it public, for example, you might want to turn on require approval. That just means that before anything becomes visible to other people, you will have to moderate that for them to become visible. And then likewise, you could also do this thing here, filtering profanity, replacing bad words with nice emojis. I'm going to turn that on, leave the requiring approval off. So I can go ahead and start posting. And by default, the way that these Padlets are set up is they're private. And that means that actually I'm the only person that can contribute to this Padlet. A good thing to do at the start, just before you actually start to share this with your student, is to go to the share option and just make sure that your privacy is changed to either organization-wide or a secret one. Secret is much the same as a unlisted link in YouTube, or if you're sharing a document within G Suite and you make it available to anyone with the link. For now, I'm going to choose secret, and I'm going to change it to can write. Just a note here, I would probably avoid going for can edit, as it gives you probably a little bit more power to your visitors than you might want them to have. So I'm going to leave it at that and go to save. Then just jump back and look at the other sharing settings I'm able to do. So I can share directly to Classroom, I can email, even get a QR code, etc. But for now, I'm just ready to go. So I'm going to show you the different ways I can add to my Padlet. I can go down here, I can click on the plus, or I can actually click on my Padlet itself. If you double click, and it would bring up exactly the same window, and I can start to type something in. So I could just say here, once you type something in, I can give it a little bit more information. But the amazing power of Padlet comes from different things that you're able to do. You can upload from your computer. You can add an external link. So for example, I was watching a video on YouTube, and I can bring that video right in here. It's on something really interesting about using Jamboard and Screencastify simultaneously. And you'll notice here that the YouTube link will appear as a nice thumbnail rather than just like a messy hyperlink. If you add it as a link, it will appear in a really nice way. So there we go. I'm now going to add another post to our wall, and I'm just going to put and add some more information. I can do a web search. I can add a picture or video. I would also really encourage, if you want to add much the same, something like explain everything, adding more content becomes much easier by clicking on the three dots. And that's actually quite a good idea, and something to suggest with students is that if ever they want to see if there's a bit of extra functionality that might not appear straight away with most digital tools, if you click on the three dots, then it will give you something like this. So we can do lots of great stuff here. I'm going to choose this. Let's go for voice recording. This is a voice note that I am recording and putting straight into Padlet. That looks good to me. So I'm going to go for the playback and save. And as you see, it is done in a jiffy. And that audio will then go onto the Padlet, onto the wall for other people to see. You'll notice that when I was setting it up, that I put in the capacity for people to add comments. So you have comments here, and you also have this upvoting and downvoting, remembering that you can't do anything more than once. As I say with Padlet, one of the key things is its versatility. Many ways in which you are able to share different sorts of understanding. You might have them as a collaborative piece for a whole class, for you as an individual, or even for students to work on as a bit of an e-portfolio. If at any stage you would like to change the layout of your Padlet, if you click on the three dots, you can go to Manage Format, and then you can change here. So you'll see that we have all those options that we saw in the initial setup. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the recording here, but I'm going to share this link out with this particular video. So if you would like to add something to it or just to have an explore, then please go ahead and do that. As always, if you have any questions or any ways in which you'd like to just get some clarification over how Padlet works or how you might be able to use it, please just give me a shout. Thank you.